If you've invested between $5,000 and $7,000 on a decent 100 watt laser, you're going to be looking to make your money back for your machine in less than 12 months as a part-time business hobby machine. So over the next series of videos, I'm going to show you how to do that. If you're seriously thinking about purchasing a laser, I would advise you to go back to my YouTube channel and have a look at the video buying a 100 watt laser. In that video I described to you everything that you need to know to buy a decent 100 watt laser and the drawbacks and pitfalls of buying from eBay or places like that, or even Alibaba. It's a minefield out there, so go and check that video out first before you go putting your money down on a machine. So today I'm going to show you how to cut out an artistic piece such as this one up here, which could be displayed on a wall in like a hairdresser's or a cafe or a bar somewhere or a restaurant. These can be sold for more than $50 each. This 100 watt laser can cut each one of these out in less than 15 minutes, which in anybody's mathematics is $200. And I normally finish these in enamel black sprayed paint. Now you're not going to sell 20 or 30 of these a day, so what I'm saying is this can be one of the items in your product catalog. So you would make 20, 30 of these in a batch, which you can do in one day, and you would have them on hand for sale. Even if you sold 2, 3 a week, you've got them in stock. But your machine can produce something different every day to be put into your catalog stock. Now we're going to put those vectors into laser cut 6.1 and send it to our laser and cut this out. But first there's a little job we need to do, and that is to find out the best power and feed in which we need to cut this particular 1/8 of an inch 4-ply material out. Now all material is different, so what we need to do is to find out the right power settings and speed setting to cut the material out clean, in other words all the way through without leaving partial material behind and without burning. Now that's some of the art of using a laser, and I'm going to show you the process of how to do that. Okay, so I've zoomed you into the larger screen up here so you can see exactly what I'm doing in laser cut 6.1. So what I'm going to do is just simply come over here to the drawing tools, select rectangle, come here, and we want to just get a 2-inch square. Now to make that exactly 2 inches, and incidentally I'm drawing in millimeters, but I will make it an equivalent of 2 inches, which is let me see, 50.8 actually. So it's 50. Let's uncheck that. So we want to go 50.8 by 50.8. Because it's 25.4 millimeters to an inch. Okay, so that is actually now exactly 2 inches by 2 inches. So now a lot of people get confused with layers. Now, down here you see these square boxes. Now, just say for example I drew a second one here, like that. Now I can put that one on a blue layer, and you can see up here I have another layer level, okay, and I have two squares. And if I click off that, if I come up here and get the selection tool and click off that, you'll see that this one's black and this one's blue. Now that means I can program the laser to do something different with this one, to etch it or cut it at a different time. Okay, now I just thought I'd show you that because I've had a lot of questions saying about layers. Now this is how you determine layers. So I'm going to delete this one at the moment. And to delete it, you just highlight it and press delete on your keyboard. So to set up the power level and the speed of the cutter, what we need to do is double click, and this fetches this wizard or dialog box up. Working speed, that's probably a little slow. I might have been cutting something quite thick. So we're going to say, for example, 19 millimeters, which is approximately 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So if I put 25.4 in there, that would be 1 inch per second of work speed or traveling of the laser nozzle. We're not worried about that. I think now what this one is for, now this is the initial startup of the laser. In other words, the strike of the laser. So the laser needs to punch a hole through the material quickly, and then what you do is for the running speed you lower it down, and 40 is probably quite fair actually. Now the corner arc, now what happens is as the laser comes and changes direction, there is a thing called laser beam lag, okay, or drag, where the laser beam just sort of, where it flows through the material, the bottom side of the material is lags a little bit from the top, and it can leave the corner you know, sort of uncut very, very slightly. So what I normally do is whatever the work arc or the start off of the laser to punch a hole through, I always use that figure for the corner as well. Now 40, I'm going to power level 1, power level 2. I'm going to leave that. For a cut you normally would leave the power level 1 and power level 2. It's only, you would only change that to a lesser or more number if you was really doing a, you know, something like an engraving or something like that, or letter cutting out, something like that. But for cutting, for plain cutting, I always leave these the same. Now this is left blank because that's if you have a second laser. Some machines, some professional machines will have a 100 watt and a 150 watt laser, for example, for cutting different materials or engraving. This machine has only one. Always blowing. Now the blowing is required. If you've seen previous videos of mine, I do some explanation about that, but believe you me, it is required, and I'll explain as we're cutting this. We only want to run the program once. If you wanted to position the material or cut that box in a particular area on the table, this is a representation of the table, then you would fill this in XY coordinate, okay, and that would coordinate with these numbers here, okay. But I'm just going to set the 0, 0, or the start of the program up on, you know, on the material where the head is. So we press OK. Okay, so I'm going to fire the laser up now, and we will set the laser up at the start of the program. And incidentally, the start of the program, or the cut, is indicated by that little blue dot in that corner. That's where it's going to start and finish. And this red arrow shows you the direction of the cut, and this yellow square then, that shows you that's where the cut is going to start. The program starts there. Okay, so what's going to happen is when you set the laser to cut, it's going to move from here to here, start cutting, and move around this direction. Okay, it's a little confusing at start, but it's quite methodical actually. Okay, so this is pretty normal, 3 or 4 ply, 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeters. Very nice grade plyboard, but invariably when you purchase it, see it's slightly bent, and we need to keep it flat. So, you know, when you put it onto your table, I'll put it that way down because it's bowed up in the middle. The easiest way to handle it is put it so the bow is facing up. Now what I use is magnets. Okay, and just put several magnets, because this is mild steel. I say several because just like this, just to hold it flat more than anything. Okay, so we'll start the laser up now, and I'm going to bring the head of the laser over, and we're just going to register or focus the lens on here. Now, my laser is equipped with an automatic focusing. Behind this nozzle is a proximity sensor, and I have a slightly rubbery coated metal plate that I just put on top of the material, and believe you me, this makes a lot of sense. It's very easy and it's a perfect focus every time. So I'm just going to go to the program now and just press the datum for Z in the program, and it'll automatically do it. So that is set absolutely correctly for this material. So now we're just going to fetch the laser over to an area where we want to start this cut. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to set the datum now on here, or the start of that little program. Okay, now I'm just going to run a test. There's just a button that says test on here. There we go. And now we're going to run the program. I'll fit you in a bit closer for that. So I just sent the laser head over to its home position, so I can speak to you without a lot of noise. And you can see it didn't actually quite make it through. Oh, it did. Look at that. Now this is more luck than judgment, but that is a pretty perfect cut actually. See, it's just slightly brown. In actual fact, that is actually perfect. Like I say, that's more luck than judgment because I haven't cut this for quite some time. I don't think we're going to do it any better than that, but what